Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Grace and I'm making this video not to get any attention or any rewards, but I would like for us to take care of our community. So a little more information about that is I'm talking about those who are maybe homeless or those who are in need, people from your church, people that are right next door, and just helping out those who are in need. So there are so many different types of people that I'm trying to talk about. People of race, different ages, culture, and even class. So regardless of what we are people, we are human, and I'd like for us to make our community a little bit better. So I'd like to share with you my experience. I was walking downtown in general, just every day, every weekend. I'll walk downtown and see that there are a few people just sitting there, kind of look a little homeless, maybe would like to talk to somebody. And my husband tells me, yeah, he's a homeless guy, or she is a homeless guy, girl. So I would like to share with y'all these experiences that we've encountered together. I was just thinking to myself, what can I do to make my community better? And there's a lot you can do. As simple as going up to talking to someone. You're like, hey, how are you? I'm good. No one's ever asked me that. And that's so sad to hear that these people do not get the time of day from someone else, doesn't have any family or friends to talk to. And I'd like to share with you some more things that you can do to help. It doesn't have to be a verbal response to these people, but sometimes a little gesture goes a long way. So my husband and I have prepared some goodies, and we like to call them a care package. I'm going to show you what's all in them. So first you need a plastic bag. My husband and I went shopping at Target, and we actually used our last little bit of gift cards to help pay for it. And it wasn't the cheapest thing, but you can make a little care package or you can make multiple, and multiple is what we did. I have here a lovely dog. He's sneaking up on us. Hey, Becca! Sorry, I'm not trying to distract y'all. But anyway, what I have collected and learned from even a TikToker, how they think, or how, just from a TikToker saying that they wish that they had this or that when they were homeless or when they're struggling. So we bought t-shirts, and they come in 12 packs or even 10 packs. Anything's better, multiple is better. And we got larges just because that's what we saw. And it's easier for people to, either tie a shirt if they don't fit into it rather than it being too snug. So we got them a t-shirt. Sorry, I'm having to bend down. But we have 2 socks, mainly because we found a pack of 20. And we thought, well, if we're going to divide them up into 10, 2 pairs of socks are nice. Who knows? They might give them away too. What else did I get them? We got them a few little things like deodorant. I'm sure they would appreciate it. And some mouthwash because it's easy to rinse and spit out versus giving them a toothbrush and toothpaste. Where can they find water? Sometimes water's not always accessible, especially now with the coronavirus. I know our city has cut off the main or public water fountains for those who are thirsty, just normal people. And that being said, we got them a little water bottle. We just happen to have a small pack or small size, because it's easier to fit in this little bag and to carry around. So if I were to have multiple of these bags, two sometimes it's kind of heavy when we just kind of walking around. Then we got some tissues. All these things are packaged up too, so we're not like touching them or contaminating them. So then we got a few little snackies. We got some goldfish, and we found this with a giant pack, so we were able to save them or be able to distribute them a little easier. And we can even carry some of these snacks around with us because they're packaged, and we can be like, hey, you want a snack? All right, so then we just carry them, and they don't have to be in this plastic bag either. We just have them in a Ziploc bag because maybe they can utilize the bag more than just carrying this, but it helps them also know what's in it before that we just give them a mysterious bag. So now I'm going to talk about what you can be looking for as far as being able to give out these bags, because we have actually encountered a few people that said, oh no thank you, I'm not homeless, or I'm in no need of necessities right now. So I'm like, oh, well, that's so interesting that they would turn it down, or they would be thinking about someone else who would need it more. But that's exactly why we do multiple, is in case someone else we see along the way also need it. Because sometimes they will kind of clump together too. They'll kind of be in a group, so they have built their own community, which I think is great. But we were able to kind of weed out a few people just by asking, like, hey, how are you? And then in having a little conversation with them, being cordial, and then ending with, would you like a care package? And we'll explain to them what's all in it if they're wondering, or, you know, if they don't want it, they don't have to take it. We're not forcing these bags on them. And sometimes there's also a thing called filtering out those homeless people, which is sad at the same time because some of them turn into beggars, or they're fake because they want to make a quick buck and they can just act like a beggar or act like a homeless person. And I like to steer away from those by not giving those beggars physical money, just because you don't know what they're doing with it. And sometimes they do have good intent of using the money, they do. But sometimes I just feel like they're going to ask for money, and if I see that same person again, which sometimes I do, I go downtown and I see them more than once. It's not like, hey, here's your care package, and then I never see them again. They still live there. If I continue to go down there, I'm going to see them. But if they're going to give me that puppy dog eye look and say, hey, can I have $1, $5, or whatever, I'd rather give them something they need in the long run than just a couple of dollars that only gives them a snack or a meal or any other crazy idea like drugs, which I don't like to pretend they don't do, or pretend that they do, you know. So I like to kind of steer away from those by giving them a nice conversation and judging if they might need it or not. And over 9 times out of 10, I've never had that problem. I've never had to been like, oh, never mind, goodbye. I'll still give them a package if they don't want it. That's their judgment call. So, this isn't something that's going to be easy either. At first, we thought it was going to be easy. You know, getting these materials was the easiest first step. Well, actually, the first step is to put it in your heart and go out shopping for the necessities you think you might need. The next step is to get it all together and go out and search for these people. And we have a few homeless shelters, or we call one block of the city where they kind of all collect, I guess. But it's definitely going to be out of your comfort zone, and it's something that you need to like build on as like a little skill. And I've definitely learned that about myself. Like, oh my gosh, it's actually like about to happen for the first time. Usually they come up to me, which is sad, but it's interesting when it's the opposite way around to try to talk to these people, because they're not like, they're used to being alone. They're used to not talking to people. So being confronted by somebody else, a stranger, is very alarming to some of those people, but also comforting in the end. So I like for y'all to be aware of these certain situations before actually doing it. Or you can just do it and wing it. You don't have to take any of these suggestions, but it's something to, I guess, be aware of before going out. I'd also like to point out that I am not considered rich and I'm not considered poor. I like to say that I'm pretty humble or happy about my living situations, and I definitely have enough to share towards my community and help out anybody in need. And sometimes it's hard to listen to those who are in need. So go out and try to give as much as you can. Sometimes it can be as little as, $10 a person. That's kind of how much our care packages came out to be, was about $10 to $9, which is a lot to those who need them. And I'm only trying to give to those like Jesus did. Jesus talked to the poor, and we're doing this for his glory because he's provided for me so many years, and I'd like to help provide for those that are in need as well. And God will help me find them. I'm not looking out, or I'm not targeting anybody. I'm kind of just winging it. And I don't do this every day or anything. I do have a job, and then I do other hobbies, of course. But whenever I go out, I like to make sure I have at least one care package in my car, my husband's car, in case we see somebody on the road that's begging. And sometimes we do when we go shopping, when we go hang out downtown, when we go exploring. Sometimes they're just right behind your house too. I mean, not your house, like in your backyard, but sometimes they're right across the street and you're like, whoa, why is there somebody right here? Are they homeless? Are they in need of something? Are they just hanging out because it's a public park? So those are things to consider and to kind of keep a lookout in your community. And I hope that this helps those who have the heart to do so. But if not, hey, thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.